So the next test is run test. Okay. So far we have discussed sign test and Wilcoxon sign rank test. So as the name suggests that you should observe the title, concentrate on the title. If it is sign test, we are concentrating on the signs of the differences. If it is a sign rank test, we are finding the ranks for the signs. Here it's a run test. Run test means a new term called run is involved here. We are going to focus on run on this. Likewise, your sign test for one sample and sign test for two samples. Run test is also for exist in two cases. One called run test for one sample and run test for two samples. So, what is the case when it is one sample means? This is I think usual one, as you have only one sample, you should write let x1, x2, xn be a random sample from a population with PDF. All these are continuous distributions fx. Let this be the PDF of the sample population from which we have drawn the sample of size n. Then you should write the null hypothesis for all the tests. What I said under non-parametric tests, there is no change in the null hypothesis for one sample and two samples. I think we have discussed while discussing the sign test. So whenever it is a one sample test, always the null hypothesis is that the median is equal to the specified. The median is equal to the specified value, that is h naught, such that m is equal to m naught. Median is equal to specified. This is called the, whenever we write naught, we call that as a specified value. If it is a two sample case, what will be the null hypothesis? You are going to write two samples, then the null hypothesis will be the two samples are drawn from the same population, that is h naught, such that f1x is equal to f2y. One sample, this is the fixed null hypothesis. If it is the same run test, two samples means you are going to write two samples with two PDFs. The null hypothesis will be the two samples are drawn from the same distribution, that is h naught, such that f1x is equal to f2y. As this is the one sample case, this is, I think this is the same hypothesis which we have wrote in the sign test also. This is the null hypothesis, and null alternative will be obviously m naught equal to m naught. So after writing the null hypothesis, what is the next step? You should frame the test statistic to get the decision whether to accept or reject the null hypothesis. So if it is a sign test, we are focusing on the number of signs. If it is a run test, what is run? Let us, as it is a new term to us, let us define run first. Run is nothing but a sequence of letters of one kind followed by another kind. So let us see if I write in this way. Just simply I am taking an example. If you observe that we have two different categories of alphabets in this sequence called S, alphabet S and alphabet B. So two S are followed by two B's. Again two S are followed by one B. So we are going to call this as a run. Run 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can define run as nothing but sequence of, run is sequence of letters of one kind followed by other. Sequence of letters of one kind followed by other. We have two S together here. So we can consider this is of one kind. They are immediately followed by B's. This is another kind. Again they are followed by S, and this is followed by B. So we are going to call this as one run, 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 run. So we got four runs here. So we can define a run is a sequence of letters of one kind followed by another kind. Coming to our run test. So it's if we are median will be given to you. What you need to do is nothing but you compare. Let us say you are given a sample of 10 observations. If you are given a sample of 10 observations, you compare each observation with median. Okay, and if the particular, let us say that if x1 compare x1 with median, x2 with median, and like that xn with median. So you are making n comparisons here. So whenever you got x1 greater than m naught, x1 less than m naught, you replace that with b. If you got x2 greater than median, you replace that with a, and so on. So equal to case, let us include in the first one. Means to obtain a sequence of letters under run test, you compare each observation in sample with median. So whenever we compare, either we get either less than or greater than or equal to. I am merging that less than or equal to as one case and greater than as one case. After comparing each observation with median, you will get a sequence of A's comma B's like this. So how do you cut this B and A? Means if the particular observation is less than median, you write that with B. If it is greater than median, write with A. Equal to also you write with A. Then you will get a sequence. From that you identify the runs. How many runs we have? This is 1, 2, 3, 4. The number of runs here is nothing but 4. So after finding the number of runs, okay, that R is number of runs we are going to indicate with R. Let R indicates the number of runs. This is the test statistic here. I think you know that test statistic. How do you indicate? Z. Under sign test we wrote Z is equal to, how we wrote? U minus expectation of U by root over variance of U follows N01. Previously discussed Wilcoxon sign rank test is T minus expectation of T by root over variance of T follows N01. Here as R is the test statistic, Z will be R minus root over expectation of R by root over variance of R is going to follow N01. Now we know R. So we have again likewise in Wilcoxon sign rank test, we have formulas for U of R and V of R which are to be remembered. U of R is 2n1 n2 by n1 plus n2 plus 1. This is 2n1 n2 into n1 2n1 n2. These figures or these expressions you should by heart. There is no particular distribution to remember. For each test at end I have revised all these together how to remember this. Meanwhile, to write the test statistic under run test, you should count the number of runs, let it be R. Then based on R, the test statistic Z will be Z is equal to R minus E of R by root over V of R. The formulas for E of R and V of R are these. So what is N1 and N2 are nothing but, N1 is nothing but number of A's in the sequence. N2 is nothing but number of B's in the sequence. So you should count number of A's N1 and N2 and substitute here, you will get Z value. Usually the decision is compare Z with Z alpha by 2. If it is less than Z alpha by 2, accept H0. If it is greater than Z alpha by 2, you are going to reject the hypothesis. Let us do a problem on that. Okay. So thank you.